looking for the perfect shade of olive with Annie Sloan chalk paint. Now, you might be saying, well, she does olive, and she does, here it is. But I'm playing around with different colours and what you can use to make other shades of colours that are like olive. I'm actually looking for a darker shade of olive. Now, a lot of people think to get a dark shade of any colour, you just mix black. That is not always the case with Annie's paints, most definitely. There is an exception to the rule with Annie's paints with olive, but we'll come to that at a certain point. There's a quick and easy route to making a really lovely shade of olive, but I'm not going to show you that until the end, I don't think. We're going to play with all of these colours. So I've got everything from, I'm going to shout them out, pure at the end. If we want to lighten any colour, you do use pure to lighten any shade. We've actually got burgundy here. We're going to play around with that, see if we can get olives out of there. Hi Greece, hi there. We have got Barcelona orange, we've got Arles, Tilton, English yellow, Furl, olive in the middle, Amsterdam green, Provence, maybe. We have also got Oxford navy. I'm going to spin the camera down. Oxford navy, Napoleon blue. We've got graphite and Athenian black over there. So that is my colour. I'm going to come out of a little bit out of shot so you can see what I'm doing, and I'll bring the cans of paint to the paper. So olive, we're gonna put some olive down straight away. We're gonna grab a brush and we're just gonna put olive in the middle so we can see what Annie Sloan olive looks like. And it's a gorgeous shade, Annie Sloan olive. I absolutely adore it. It's a beautiful colour. The lighting in here is not so good, so I will try and scan over at the end so you can see all of these colours at some point. So there we go. We're not going to go for any more olive, but that is a shade of olive. Of course, if you want to lighten that and you want to go to Chateau Grey, somewhere around that, you can add a bit of pure into that and you will get lighter shades of olive. Here we go. That's what pure's beautiful for. So we're ending up with something that looks a bit like Chateau Grey. So you get a lighter shade of olive. So that's that. Right, where should we start? I'm going to start probably with, I want a dark olive. In my mind, I'm going for dark olive. We are going to do, so blue and yellow make green. We all know that blue and yellow make green as primary colours. We know that blue and yellow make green. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go for the strongest blue here I've got, and that is Oxford navy. It's a real dark navy blue. I'm going to play some of Oxford navy. So what are we going to pick up to make a shade of olive? We're going to pick up something that's kind of a little bit warm. I think somewhere around Tilton, Arles or Barcelona orange. We'll go Barcelona orange. I'm going to pop a bit of Barcelona orange in there. And we might need to pale that up with, no, it's going to work all right. Make this bigger so you can see. Barcelona orange. And we're going to end up, once they're incorporated, with something that looks very similar to Annie Sloan olive. There we go. So that was Oxford navy, about equal parts Barcelona orange. And we have another shade of olive. Beautiful shade as well. That's that. So we're going to go now. Where should we go? We'll probably go with, let's just wild card. I'm going to go with Napoleon Blue. I'm not really keen on this. It's kind of a reddy blue. So there's a lot of warmth in this, kind of purpley blue. We'll pop some of that there. And we are going to use Tilton. We'll just use Tilton. And we'll get a green, I'm sure. Much more yellow in there to balance it out. So it's quite a feisty blue. Let's take some of that off the brush, more yellow. So Tilton is, again, it's closer to the warmer side of the yellow. So that gives you, again, another close shade to olive. Kind of a bit more chateau-y grey. I can see people there on with me. Thank you for joining me, if you're joining me live. So that is kind of another shade of olive. Yeah, really nice. Amsterdam green, it's much darker, so let's go Amsterdam green, and we probably will go, let's try Amsterdam green with English yellow, see what we get. So Amsterdam green, a strong colour again, here, really strong, it looks almost black on this camera. And we'll go English yellow, which is quite a pale, yeah, that's kind of a little bit chartreusey. It's kind of quite bright. The English yellow is kind of bright. Let's pop a little bit more English. A bit bright, that one. Can we dull it down? Maybe we can. Let's put a little bit more English yellow in there. How do we dull it down? Opposite side of the colour wheel. What have we got in here? So, if we've used a lot of yellow in there, we want to choose kind of a red. Add a little bit of red in there. I'll add a little bit of red to this. And it may, now this is burgundy, so it will be quite feisty. But yeah, it's dulling it down. It's knocking out. There you go. We've almost ended up with another shade of olive. So that is from mixing, where are we? So we used Amsterdam green, English yellow, and burgundy. I am going to move this camera because I'm fearful that if you're watching, let me go like this, just to scan over these shades of colour, just so you can kind of see where we're at with all of those shades. So that's the original olive. That was a colour mix. Another colour mix. I'm hoping that you can see that. I'm going to pop you back. Right. Okay, let's do something really wild. I'll grab another brush because we're mucking up the brushes here. We're going to mix. We're going to make a deep aubergine. We're going to make an aubergine, but we're also going to try and turn it into an olive. So we're going to take, again, Oxford Navy. So I'm using the really highly pigmented colours. Oxford Navy. Grab some of that. Oxford Navy. And you can see, just there, it's really dark. So now we're going to pick up burgundy. And what we should have a deep aubergine here, which is what we're getting. Sort of a deep aubergine purple, which is gorgeous, really lovely. It's really dark, so it's quite dark. So I'm brave enough now to pick up English yellow to try and turn this into what is like an olive. So English yellow. Oh, too much. So let's grab a little bit more. That's a little bit of the Oxford Navy. I don't think we're ever going to get there with this one, but it is quite a nice shade nevertheless. Now, too blue. I feel like I need to come right down into the orange realms. Not happening. Let's jump right down to here. Tilton. Yeah, Tilton. Sometimes it's going to get muddy because I'm mixing too many colours, but Tilton, we're going to get a shade of khaki, definitely, khaki green. Too much red in there, but yes, we've got a green. We've got another shade of green. Actually, a really nice shade. So there we go. Right, the colour that I haven't used yet is Furl. Furl is it is green, it's already green, but it's a really yellowy green. I think it's a really beautiful yellowy green. So we could use that with, let's try fur with, should we try it with, we'll try it with Oxford Navy again, see what happens here. So this is going to give us sort of a bit more fur. The more foresty, a little bit more. I'm going to pop a little bit opposite side of the colour wheel to neutralise this. So when we've got green, opposite side of the colour wheel is red. So I'm going to pick up red again. So I'm going to pick up the burgundy, but again, don't overdo it. It's just a splash and you can always add more. This should neutralise it into a more neutrally, it's a dark olive. Really dark. Oh, that's nice. I'm looking for a really dark olive. Bit more fur, because I've lost a little bit of the tiny bit. So I'm going to be painting the kitchen stuff. Now that's a lovely, lovely dark foresty green olive. Another gorgeous olive. Right. So as you can see, all of the colours kind of, you can go all over the place with colours, knocking out different shades. The most simple way of creating a dark olive is using your blacks. Now, this doesn't apply to all colours. Somehow it just applies with fur. It is a gorgeous colour on its own. It's beautiful. It is an absolute beautiful colour. Bit zesty for me. I like the more muted tones. And all of these, as you noticed, they're very neutral and muted. I'm looking for a really dark olive, much darker than Annie's olive, and a little bit more to the greenier side. So I'm going to mix up two olives using, I'm going to use Athenian Black and Graphite. So there's two ways you can do this. Athenian Black, well, let's do it both ways. We're going to do Athenian Black with English Yellow, and we're going to do and Graphite with English Yellow, and we're going to also do Athenian Black and Graphite with fur. So they should make olives. So let's pop down. This is Athenian. We're going to pop two lots of Athenian Black one side. That's Athenian Black. That's Athenian Black. Can we see that? They're both Athenian Black. And then we're going to go with English Yellow and fur. So one will be fur, one will be English Yellow. So the top one will do English Yellow. This is to make an olive, remember. So straight away, it's kind of a grey olive, a little bit more English Yellow. It's kind of like nearly true to Annie Sloan olive. There we go. That is a lovely, lovely shade. And now let's do fur on the other Athenian Black. This is my favourite colour mix of all. So fur and Athenian Black just make the perfect dark olive. Absolutely beautiful dark olive. Here we go. And this is what colour I'm going to paint my kitchen stools, I think. I really love this shade. Absolutely. I'm sorry about the light. You're not really seeing it. It looks quite dark on the camera. But that is just a really wonderful shade. Now, if you pop Annie Sloan, this is Annie Sloan original olive, you can see just how different it is. This is a very muted tone of olive, and this is a really rich, dark olive. Let's just do that one more time with, it shouldn't be much too different, but we're going to do the graphite version of that. We're going to pick up graphite. Some graphite here. We'll do the same thing again, English yellow at the top. And then at the bottom we'll do fur. So English yellow with graphite. It won't be miles away. Yeah. Actually, it is a bit deeper actually with the graphite. It's probably a more complex colour graphite. I think there's a lot of blue in Athenian Black, a lot of blue. Right, furl, again, greeny yellow, onto the graphite. I'll have to make sure I know which one I'm going to be doing. There you go. Very similar to the others, but they're all different shades, in my eyes, of olive. Quite neutral. Is there anything I've missed off? I don't think there is. I think I'm going to stop there. Let me say goodbye. Oh, there's 10 of you watching. Probably from that angle, you can maybe see this back a little bit better of these tones. They're all very new tones. So you can see some of these actually had red in them. So you can't quite imagine red being in any of the colours, but definitely warm colours with cool colours. Obviously the warm yellows and the strong blues definitely make lovely olives. Fail safe, just go straight in for graphite or Athenian Black with furl. Absolutely wonderful combination. And I will probably be doing, I think I'm probably going to do Athenian Black and furl, because I think it's a real nice foresty, greeny, lovely, and they're going on my stools, which I can show you. Let me show you the construction. Here's the stools. Some of you might have seen me. I've been making stools for my, let's just try a little bit of that colour. Let's just try a little bit here. Let's paint something. Let's have fun. Let's just paint something quick. Let's mix up a bigger batch. And I'll paint a bit of a leg, and then we can really see. Right, a bit more furl. And then we can just paint a leg on here. Love all of the possibilities. Thank you. There's many ways to get to, most definitely get to olives. I always thought, for me, I always wanted a darker olive. Although I love Annie Sloan's olive, I absolutely love it, but I really like the dark olives. And it's possible. It's so possible and easy to do. Right, let me just mix this in, because if I don't mix it in a little bit more, that's it. Yes, lovely. I'm just going to paint a leg. It might not be the colour I mix. I will mix up in a bigger pot. Yeah, I love that. And then once it goes on, you can see where I'm going with the... Right, let's paint a leg. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So it's a real sort of, you can see almost the acidiness to it, which is lovely. We all see colour very differently, don't we? Here we go. One leg painted kind of roughly. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Maybe not. Looks even better on wood. Yeah, it's a lovely colour on wood. Let's tilt it up a little bit, and then you can see. If I go, it's hard to really tell. If I pull away from the light, sometimes it looks better further away. It is a lovely colour. It's a lovely, lovely shade. And I love it. Hello from Greece. I'm about to leave you guys now, but catch me on replay if you like. Oh, I can't stop painting now. I just want to go straight on with the paint. I love that. Real deep shade of olive. A lovely shade of olive. Right. It's a bit warm in here for once. Right, I am loving and leaving you. Thank you for joining me and all of the people that stayed on the live. If you're catching it on replay, hashtag replay, and just drop me a message. I am not a specialist at, I've never been formally trained. So this is just things that I've picked up along my journey. using Annie Sloan paint. And the beauty of Annie Sloan paint, it works very like what artists use. And I do go to YouTube quite a lot to look at colour theory, and it's really interesting. And Annie's paints work very, very wonderfully as an artist's palettes do. So they kind of work almost exactly the same. Anyhow, much love. I'll catch you all very soon. Take care.